Everybody, and welcome to Live and Let's Dice live here on a Wednesday afternoon, the usual time, the time that most people are used to seeing me. Apologies again for that Monday bonus stream, and I shouldn't apologise for giving more content on the channel that I basically only ever do the weekly battle reports for because I'm so inconsistent, but I do feel I need to apologise because it threw everyone's week out of whack. Everyone was messaging me being like, are you okay, mate? Dying? Why do you look so shiny? Although technically the third one was one pre-existing thing that both people asked me about on the daily. But yes, I did a little bonus stream. Big love to you all for showing up in the bonus stream on Monday. I started trying to paint these lovely, horrible, smelly boys over here. And we're going to be back with round 2 Electric Boogaloo today, because we made some pretty good progress on the last stream, actually. We took them from what was effectively models that were covered in crap to models now covered in crap and paint. So I actually think that that is a bit of progress, a good bit of progress, might I add. Need to be cutting out, do I? Fantastic. I love that. I love that. Let's have a look. Let's have a listen back. Progress, might I add. Oh, gross. What's that? What's going on there? Ugh. There is some silly sausage had put on a noise gate on here that was messing with my mojo. Boyos, right? Okay, that should be easier. You should be able to hear me now. Don't know why that was set on actually, because when I know what it is. It's because I just turned down the laptop without saving all the presets and stuff like that. So should be able to hear me now. Should be a little bit better. Well, as good as a microphone from... When did I get this headset? 2014? Yeah. Really cutting edge tech over here. But yeah, thank you everyone joining in. On the Monday stream we had a good old chat, a good old catch up. It was nice. But today I'm back and I'm going to try and finish off these Plague Marines. We got them to a good state. We got them to, well, I say a good state. It's still in the trust the process phase. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you, mate. Much mo better, says kinda a nasty dude. Well, you know what? You're kind of a nice guy for showing up here on a Wednesday afternoon, friendo. Yeah, as you can see, I'm wearing the, yo, what's up? My dad gave me this, style fleece, aka the Horizon Zero Dawn, what's it called? Insert coin collaboration that they did. It's very nice. It is very nice. I do like it. The only problem is that while I feel as toasty as a clam I say, known for being toasty, I will say that the fit on it is a bit weird, because it's just like, look at this, look. Hey, yo, you want to go to the old long arm shop? Hey, you want to go to the long arm shop? It feels like they could have saved a bit of material on this bit here, because it's like, I'm quite a big guy. This, admittedly, is a large, but this does feel like... I wear large in like most UK clothes just because I kind of like the baggy fit. But this one here, it's like, hey, yo, what's up? You want to come in here? I'll tell you what, you can go in there. Go inside. You guys can get a sneak peek. What's up? It's a thumbs up. It's a thumbs up for you. Thumbs up for you. So yeah, I feel like they should have just a little bit less on there. And the fit on the body is a bit square, but they did give me this for free, so I ain't going to complain about it too much. And they're absolute legends as well. They do good quality stuff, and they do very good service here in the UK. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah. Let's have a fun time, shall we? I'm going to move over to the actual models themselves. We can see where we got to. So bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Mainly because of the fact that I actually want to get a lot of stuff done today. Oh, gross. Why has this done this? That is disgusting. For some reason, the webcam has cut out. I tell you what, why? Will someone please tell me why? Tell me why? Tell me why. Technology never wants to play ball with me, and weirdly enough, it never wants to stay the same. I have changed no settings whatsoever on this, and yet it's decided to break. So while I figure out how to completely remove that video web camera and then just attach a new one back in. Oh god, it's not even letting me do it on this one here. You do my fucking nutting sometimes. I tell you that what, man. I just want to have a nice time. And you're just making my life an issue. Right, okay, let's see then. What's the issue then? The issue could be, I don't know. Take it out, plug it back in again? Yeah, why not? Why don't we just do that? But I tell you what, gang, I get as sick of this as you do, to be honest. I feel like I just work so hard to try and just have a regular stream up. That's all I want. I just want a regular stream. And the amount of times that we've had to have, oh, this doesn't work. Oh, this is broken. It's just like, it's a little bit of the old get fucked, innit? A little bit of the old get fucked. And now the source has completely disappeared from my list on Streamlabs. I tell you what, it is enough to make a man want to scream. But I ain't going to do that. What I'm going to do is instead go to video capture device. That's what I want. And then we're going to go to... I know, kinda. I know, man. It's just one of those things where I'm just like... You're just being a smelly little dingle, aren't you? A smelly little dingle. I understand that it happens to the best of us. I just wish it didn't happen so much just to me. But hey, it is what it is. It be what it be. It D what it do. Dabba dee dabba dow. Oh, where have I gone? Oh, it's trying to add. Oh, that's lovely. It's trying to add it over the top of me. Oh, you silly monkey. Hey, look, you got picture in picture at least. Right, hopefully this will sort it out. Right, cool. Fine. We're just going to leave it there. See, look, you can see me now. All good. Everything's well that ends well, and it was swell indeed. Right then. Okay, so let's take a look at where we got to so far and where we're trying to end up, because we've got to go from the then to the now to the future, my friends. We have to work together to get to the future. I'm wringing my hands in desperation. My lovely, long, cuffed hands that I'm sure will not get paint all over them. Right. So this is what we started with. A little guy, a lot of grime, a little mucky pup right here. Now, this guy has been covered in texture paint. He's been covered in all manner of slop. And he don't look too nice, I'll be honest. And I'm saying that as a guy who loves him. He ain't cutting the mustard. He's cutting the cheese because he stinks. And this is where we got to at the end of the last stream. We got men of power. Men of virulence. Stinky virulence over here. And we did all of this with nothing but a dry brush. A dry brush, a hope, a prayer, and sometimes just a little dream to carry us over. Actually, we did use a brush on getting him the little medallion things there. So I lied to you. But I won't lie to you again, my friends, because of the fact we're now entering the end game. The end game, Jules, he still looks like shit. Whoa. Stop cussing on my stream, I say. We have put all of the metallics on. We've given our boys a nice, very unhealthy shade of green. And so far, we've left a lot of dirt in the recesses, which is fantastic for them because it still holds that swampy-like detail. But it hasn't taken away too much from the detail overall of the models. We've also put some horrendous titanium white onto these two plasma guns right here because we are going to be putting some contrast. Make them kiss, mwah, and then they are ready to go. We also have this other guy over here who is... I told you I was going to look up the name of this guy, and I didn't. I lied again. I'm sorry. I said I would, and I didn't. But he's like a bit further on in the process because he's already been rusted up. Like, check out that. That's gross, man. That is a disgusting amount of rust. And all we got to do is really just paint his pipe, if you catch my drift. So, what we're going to be working on today is, for these guys, for example, they've got lots of like tubes coming out of his nose, peep show reference, and we've also got claws and horrible sort of mutations and disgusting stuff there. So we're going to focus on painting using wet blending all of the fleshy bits, the flesh tubes on all of these guys here. That's the next thing. Then we are going to use everyone's favourite Dirty Down Rust. And Dirty Down Rust is going to go onto the... You might be able to hear that. Maybe not. I'll bring the microphone closer so you can hear it. There's a nice little vortex spinner right there. To get that, the ball in it, the ball bearing moving, so that way I can actually get some of this working properly. We're going to coat all of the metallics in that to get it all muddy and rusty again. And then we've got to paint bones that are protruding, like this guy's shoulder bone over here, and his head bone, and his teeth bones. Always brush the teeth bones, kids. So yeah, it's into more of the detail of a paint scheme that doesn't focus on the details, but we'll make it work. And to sort of like, what do I want to warm up with? I think what I'm going to warm up with is going to be doing the horrible fleshy undertones. And we're going to go with a mixture of pinks and purples in order to create the nasty tentacles over here. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So first off, I need to find my patching trowel pass me my patching trowel, boy. And the patching trowel in this case is a base small brush from Citadel that is one of my older brushes, hence why it still looks like a piece of crap. And we need Xeris Purple. That is what we need. I'm also going to get my old trusty wet palette out, because wet palette is my friend when it comes to doing these wet blending bits over here. We like 'em nasty. That's right. We kind of like 'em nasty. We want all the people to be screaming when they see him. Oh my god! His pipe is so nasty. Etc. etc. Right, let's go over to Matey Boy's thing here. Now, what we want to do is we want to avoid painting over all of the texture here because of the fact that we still want it to remain dark and globulous. It will not be a cromulent thing for us if we paint all of the moss that's onto it, because it will just look a bit weird if the moss on top of it, the texture bit, has like the purple, if it's not the licheny bits that we're doing, obviously. So we'll give his tentacle a little bit of colour there, and I do think that the purple contrasts quite nicely with this sort of like dark greens and browns that are present throughout the rest of the model. But we are going to be avoiding the darkest recesses here, because the brown, the sort of very muddy texture there, it hides and creates a nice little transition without us having to do any work at all. And you know me, guys. If I can skip a painting step, I'm going to skip it. I've just realised as well, that is a significant crack on his shoulder pad right there. These push fit models, god damn, man. But it's okay. He's one of about 40. I doubt that my opponent will notice or care, and neither do I, to be honest. And to be honest, if I ever get round to it, I'll green stuff it, and by that I mean I'll get Doug to do it. Or if I'm feeling really fancy, I'll get Stranger Comes Knocking to do it, because he recently got a job with Siege Gaming here in the UK. Siege Studio, sorry. And they are primo commission painters here in the UK. Okay, so we've already got the nice purples coming in. I will check the messages in a minute. I've just got to focus on getting this Xeris Purple base down, and then my eyeballs will be up for grabs. Is that his only protrusions? He does have one coming from his foot. How unfortunate for him. The old foot protrusions over here, and you can see immediately, like I say, even though we're just ignoring the massive crack lol way, you can see that it is quite nice that the moss build up here over the pipe is quite a nice touch. If I just painted all of that purple, it would have been a bit weird. Whereas this, it's like he's still, all the swamp has stuck to him as he's trudged endlessly forward. And I always love the combination of purple and green. It's why I feel I love the Joker's colour scheme, because it is so lurid and clashing, but I just think it works, man. Right, okay, I will look at the chat in 3, 2... Ah, Pixie's here. Hello, friend. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Chris says, have you tried oil paints? 40 oil paints, $45. That is good, man. That is very good. And yeah, I've used oil paints sparingly, admittedly, because I still don't feel I have the confidence to make them work. But the entire Black Templars army that Gareth did for me is reliant on oil paints, and they look fantastic, man. it's basically like in the right hands, it is a very quick and surefire way to get a lot of grimdark detail onto a model super quickly. And we like that here. We love that even. I would even say I'd take it to bed. Okay, there seems to be many protrusions on this bad boy here. So Mo with 2 knives. Mo says like is going back down. Let me pick up his friends here, which is Blighty McBlightson again. There he is. Oh, see the texture build up right on the bit of his claw there. We're going to try and sort of paint around this mossy feature here. Obviously, we'll get it so that there we go. Don't worry if it looks a bit weird at the moment. It'll get tied together. It always does. It always does. In fact, the more that I paint around it, the more that I realise that it probably wouldn't make... I could probably leave one area like there, and then the underside of his claw as being more mossy. I think it's just a bit too bright to leave there. If it was like, if I'd left it as like a darker brown, it would have transitioned better into like a muddy characteristic. Because it's so vibrant green, because of the dry brushing, we clearly hit that point by accident. It's best if I take care of it now. Is anyone painting or doing anything fun while watching the stream? Okay, so here's a nice claw there. Recently did a really light pinks and purples. Yeah. Good times. I do like a good wet palette. I find that for the first couple of times I used it, I was like, I don't really get it. But now it's just a lovely way of just really thinning down the paint. So if I did want to do glazing, then it's right there and ready for me. And apologies if I sound a little bit weird. I've got a bloody tongue ulcer, and it's kind of a bit annoying to talk at the moment because it's just clipping the side of my mouth every single time. But hey ho, it's a small price to pay. Oh, lovely stuff. Super Armstrong. Gotta love changing the dipes. Oh, I forgot to... Because of the giant crack in the other guy's armor, I didn't notice that he also has a tentacle coming out from this part of his armor. So we'll go quickly back and chuck that in. Ew, gross! Don't look at it! Don't look at the crack! No! Don't look! Oh god! Oh no! So me and a few friends today, we logged on to a video game called Hunt Showdown. Just because it has been a thing that we've played last year, and recently it got like a huge new update. And I gotta say, I was so disappointed, man. I logged on expecting it to just play exactly as I remembered it, but they've added so many weird things into the UI. Like when you first try and start a game, don't worry, we'll tidy up this bit here as well, because I realised that doesn't look very nice. That it was just like, I was getting aggravated before the game had even started, because it was just like, oh, do you want to play as this character? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I was like, well, just let me pick a guy and jump in. It just seemed like there were 15 steps that I had to go through in order to just get through to the same menu. Whereas before, in the original, or the last version of the game we played, it was just like, right, one click, choose the thing that you want to go to, boom, you're in. And I was wondering, there probably are loads of games like that, these live service titles, that change their UIs and change all of their the way that players get into games and how they interact with them, that like old heads like me, when they come back to it, like imagine playing the first season of Fortnite and then coming back in and being like, what the hell is all of this, if you hadn't kept up with all the updates. Just be like, what is going on? You having fun? No, I'm not. Oh, this guy's got some sneaky little tentacles coming out of the side of him. Interesting. It's a nice model, this one. I really do like this. I really like the head. I think that he's a cool guy. Is he going to show? Is he going to focus? Is he going to focus? It's a cool head. I like that guy. Oi, oi, Jenko. How's it going, my friend? No, Ozzy. I haven't been eating the paint. Unfortunately, I think it's just, you know when you accidentally like bite your tongue? It's just one of those ones where you bit it and you're just like, ah, bloody hell, I just know that that's going to turn into an ulcer. Bloody hell. What's everyone been playing video game-wise? If they've had time to game at all, that is. I say that because I know that if you're changing diapers, you're probably not thinking about the latest Xbox exclusive releases of 2024. I recently, just because it was added to our work Steam account, I was like, I'm playing through Thank Goodness You're Here. And I was just like, ah, this is just a nice game. This is just a fun, silly game. And I'm going to, I was playing through, probably got like just an hour into it. And I was like, oh yeah, there's some really fun scenes here. And it's so simple. And I was like, I might actually save this and play through it with Kerry. Because she ain't a gamer. Like, she doesn't do much. She has promised, though, that she is going to play Guitar Man with me over Christmas, and we're going to try and complete it together, which will be fun. But I was just like, oh, this is like so silly and charming, and so non-demanding from a gameplay perspective that she'll probably really enjoy this. Because she's one of those people that's it's not that if she just doesn't immediately get it that she'll bounce off it, but she's so paranoid about making mistakes and the game punishing her for it that she'll just be like, no, like there's too much pressure. I don't want to do it if there's like dying or a punishment for it. It's just not for me. So she likes games like What Happened to Edith Finch? Yeah. And is it Dear Esther as well? She likes those types of games where it's just sort of like effectively walk-in sims where she can explore at her own pace and stuff like that. Right, we are going to paint over this guy's disgustingly grubby pipe. Now, I have no idea how this is actually going to look as I do it, but there's only one way to find out, really, isn't it? So I'll start with this one, and maybe I'll just leave a lot of the rust still on it, and maybe just go for some of the flatter areas, because I do actually quite like the orange, and if I do it right, it will just look so diseased and horrible, this pipe, that it actually probably will add to the overall effect quite nicely. Oh, nearly dunked my brush into my coffee. Good start. There we go, there we go. Yeah. We like. Because there's obviously quite a thin layer of this, it's reactivating the dirty down that Gareth put on here before. So that means that when it dries, it might create some new funky sort of tones and shapes. Which again, I am always here for. And even if it just ends up being a hint of colour, then that too is fine. Because we're also going to get some, I think it's Ard Coat, the shiny varnish that GW does. I'm going to put that all up over the pipe, so that way we can create an even nicer and more disgusting wet, fleshy tube look for this. Does he have any more pipes on him? No. See, when I bought this army off of Gareth, I went through the box and I was like, damn, there's a lot of stuff in here. But I didn't actually realise how much stuff he'd given me in the deal. I've got like every single character like these guys, but I've got 2 or even 3 of them. I've got a Mephitic, the Mephitic Blight Hauler. I think I got 9 of them. I was just like, bloody hell, mate! Like, I was hoping that the latest free detachments that GW dropped actually were gonna let me run the vehicles a bit more. Ooh, that's cool. Coach just texted me because she's at a Christmas market with her work people, and she says they do great vegan treats there. So she's bringing she's saying she's bringing some stuff home, which is nice. Nice. Okay, what are people playing? Been back to grinding Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Platinum. Also trying to get the Platinums on Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters. Nice! Big Final Fantasy buff in the house, I see. Who's your preferred party? And then Era's Keep got the Shadow of Mordor. Just fun game, isn't it? It's just great. I really hope that the Wonder Woman game that they keep on talking about actually does follow through with the Nemesis system, because I feel like it's such a waste, isn't it? Such a waste if it is. Been popping back into Cyberpunk for the first time since the DLC dropped. Ah, amazing. Okay. And Ozzy's been looking for a new video game that's worth their time. For me, I've been putting in tons of hours into Metal Slug Tactics, which has been fun. I've also been putting in so many hours into Vampire Survivor, my dudes. I know I'm late to the party on this one, but I downloaded it because I needed a game to play on the train up and back from London. And I was just like, oh shit, why did I put this off for so long? This game is sick. It's just relentless, man. And the thing is that I thought I was doing really well. And I chatted to somebody at the climbing centre, and they were just like, oh yeah, I can't wait until you discover all the secret levels and stuff like that. And I was like, secret levels? What? What? Oh mate, I've played Mazurna Falls. It's the Deadly Premonition of the PS1. It's so fun. And by fun I mean it is arduous and painful, and you will scream at it and go, why are you making me do this? And then you think to yourself, this is kind of brilliant in a way. Like all of the NPCs having their own like internal day clock, so if they just go like, yeah, I might not be at home at this time because I'm at work, and you're like, I just drove 40 minutes over here, you bastard. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we need an even waterier than that. We are going to start just dabbing on some punk on here, and then when this dries, kind of looking a bit splodgy. Is that what I want to do? Is that what I want to do? Is that what I want to do? Nope, it's the wrong brush. That's why I was thinking to myself, that seems like a lot of paint that I've just dumped onto there. So we're going to move it to Smally Pawly. And then we're going to start doing little dots. Doing little dots around there, blending it in. And then we'll come back and do it again once this top layer is dried, because we want to add sort of a bit more texture in now. We're going to do that by just doing loads and loads of dots and then building up. Then even sprinkling some yellow dots as well. Again, I should just really use like a newer brush for this, but hey man, I'm in it now. Do. In fact, you know what? I'll treat myself. I'll use a brush with a nib that hasn't yet been completely destroyed. because I'm on stream and I should probably try a little bit more than I usually do. So when it's just me alone here, I'll use the mankiest brushes around. I ain't got no shame. For you guys, I'll try a little harder. Building up that pink. Obviously when it dries it's going to dry a bit darker, so I don't need to worry about it looking too crazy at the moment. And obviously when we put the matte varnish on, it hides all manner of sins, my friend. Oh, I was doing a like a list of upcoming PS5 and Xbox games to like get hyped about. And when I was looking through some of the stuff that's coming out next year, hot damn! People been keeping an eye on Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Hot damn! It looks banging. Not only is the Unreal Engine 5 being given a significant little workout by that game, it's got like the combat is turn-based, but you can dodge and parry if you get like QTEs right. So it kind of reminds me of Lost Odyssey on the Xbox 360. And it just looks good. It's got a cool premise as well. The idea being that there's this like evil, air quotes around because we don't know, and it's probably going to turn out not to be as evil as it seems, force that called the Paintress, and whenever they write down a number or paint down a number, everyone of that age in the world dies immediately. And so they've been counting down, and now they're at I think it's like 32 or something like that. So like these people who are, maybe it's 33 because that would make sense if it was 33 because it's called Expedition 33. They've been like, right, we're gonna go find her, we're gonna go kill her and stop all of this from happening. And it's like you take control of one of the people going on this last possible expedition before it all goes completely south, because they don't think that they've got the resources or the structure to launch another attack after this. And I was like, oh man, this sounds cool and interesting. Yeah, that's it. Claire Obscure. Weird name, right? It's not just me. That is not one that like rolls off the tongue well. I just don't. I'd have loved to have been in the board meeting when that was pitched. Right, I've got this great idea for a game. Okay, tell me about it. Right, imagine like Persona-style combat, but with like real-time little elements to it. Cool, yeah, fantastic, sounds good. Good one for the RPG purists. Yeah, it's got amazing graphics. Yep, cool, love it. With you so far. Also, gonna call it Claire Obscure. Right. Why? Just don't call it Claire Obscure. Right. Okay. You see how odd that is, right? Like if I came to you and was just like said I've got a name for a game and it's called Vague Helen, you'd say that's odd, wouldn't you? Like I'm not calling it Obtuse Carol, am I? Oh, watch out! Transparent Cake franchise is doing well. You know what I mean? Just odd. Just odd. Sometimes I feel like game developers name them like this on purpose, so that me and about like 100 other people just get really annoyed by it. What they don't realise is I'm the target demographic. I want to play this game. I won't be... Can I have a pre-order of Unclear Emily, please? Yeah, I'm here to pick up my pre-order of Unclear Emily. Yeah, I did order the pre-order Pedantic pack. Comes with an extra party member. PPP. Juice Michelle, yeah. What's going on? What's going on? So what are you doing to us? All the good... No, come on. Right, surely, Nasty, we can come up with a better video game title than Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Just call it like Expedition 33. Boom. I've shortened your name, and I've managed to just immediately keep the interest high. Just, I say. I can't wait for Expedition 33. Reminds me of Legend of Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon. Yeah, man. Yep. I cannot wait either. Like, 2024 is been pretty bloomin' good for games, though. Maybe not as, like, Baldur's Gate 3 stacked as 23 was, but, you know, it's been a pretty good year. Pretty good year. You know what I'm saying? Dwing, dwing, dwing. Do you know what? I've just realised that I've actually done my own tentacles wrong here. Because I was doing like all the dots and building up, and I was thinking like, why doesn't that look right? And like a fool, I've realised that the dots section is only for when we get to the yellow crazy boil highlight at the end. So I've absolutely like gazumped myself here. I mean, it is fine because I can just quickly save it by just doing a very watery coat and just glazing over the top of it all. But I was thinking to myself, like, that doesn't look as how I did it before. You just gotta trust the process, though, innit? Oh man, a Legend of Goon. Hey, what's up, all my gooners? We're gonna be playing Legend of Goon today, okay? And it's gonna be so much better than Sim 64, like all his other losers are playing. We're gonna be giga chatting and looks maxing, skibadee, and like and subscribe. So I got absolutely skibbity toileted the other day, and by that I mean I spoke to somebody who just spoke solely in the internet memes, and I was like, brother, your life is more than a meme. You gotta get out there and live it. Don't be quoting stuff to me. Sound bites. Have an original thought for once in your goddamn life. And then they said, "Skibbity toilet, giga chat." Something like that, anyway. But no, I actually, like, all joking aside, I did actually have a conversation with somebody who spoke solely in like memes off the internet, and I was just like, you know what, I don't judge, man, like, whatever. I just find it really strange that the vernacular has taken off that much, that it is an entire communication thing, and I was like, weird, bro, Oh, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I have had a bloody good time with it. Had a bloody good time with it, mate. However, Kerry has now latched onto it, and she wants to watch it with me. But for the last couple of nights, she ain't been feeling too well, so we haven't actually been able to watch anything. And I've been away, obviously in London, doing my bits and bobs with Liam and with work. And so I haven't had a chance to catch up on it. I mean, on the plus side, I now have 10 episodes, effectively, to play around with, and it means that by the time that we hopefully finish watching it, like, the whole season will be out, because is it just 10 episodes? Or is it more than 10? Also, hello, Robin M. Hello, Hassan. How's it going, my friend? Boom, 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 boom. And Mikey's going to start watching it as well soon, which is going to be great. I reckon he'll really like that. I mean, he likes JoJo, so he's used to the weirder things in life. Oh, I'm painting my flesh pipe. I'm painting my flesh pipe with my friends on the stream. If you got a flesh pipe, then paint it with your friends and make them scream. 'Cause we're painting our flesh pipes on stream. That looks nasty. Like a really watery pink. Just looks gross. Just looks gross over this. But I promise thee it will look better with the second coat. Look at it. It's just, ew, gross. Ew. I'm in two minds as well, gang. I mean, I'm painting up this Death Guard list because I want to take it to King of the North. But these detachments that GW are dropping, I thought that they weren't match, like, tournament ones that you could use. I thought they were just, like, for silly, like, banter play. But now I've seen that they are legal in tournaments, and I'm just like, oh god, like, I'm not, like I say, I'm not trying to go there to win. It would be nice if I did place high. But, you know, it's not the be-all and end-all. I'm there to see my friends and have a fun time. But then I was thinking to myself, like, oh, should I commit to the Death Guard when Orcs haven't even had their turn in the sun yet? And what if they have, like, a crazy one? Like, Chaos Knights, I have not run them in ages. And all of my army is fully painted up on that side. Like, do I wait? Do I commit? Oh! Luckily, I've got until the 3rd of January before I have to submit any list, but I want to get some practice games in with Beanie to sort of test out an idea and see if it works. Yeah, she's feeling better now. Thanks, man. Just, I think that's what it is that when I go away for long amounts of time, that she's got to look after the two cats, and Sagan hasn't been very well recently. He's had to go to the vet, and he's better now, though, as well, which is good. But it does mean that there's, like, a lot of pressure on her to, you know, you've got to work a full shift, you've got to do this, you've got to keep the house tidy, you've got to do other stuff, look after the cats, and, you know, they're getting on a bit, so it's just a bit more effort than usual, sort out all the Christmas stuff as well. And it's just like, yeah, okay. When I got back, I think that her relaxing back to normal has allowed her to feel, like, a bit run down. And I was just like, oh, man, that sucks. And I'm hoping that she feels like back to 100% soon, because we are planning a trip down to see my family, and we're doing that instead of going down for Christmas. So I hope that she's 100% so she can, like, enjoy that, because we want to go, like, walking around the area. We want to go up to Dartmoor for the day as well and see that. So it should be fun. Fingers crossed she'll be back to 100% strength. I mean, she's a Welsh woman. She's fucking hard, man. She's absolutely hard. She'll batter anyone, whether she wants to or not. Okay. Has it arrived? Has my entire excellence? Oh, right, okay. We'll tell you freezing going. Okay, so Carrie's on her way home. She's been at the food market as well, which is nice. Okay, so we've done all of the first go of pink. That was with pink horror. Now we're going to do one more even thinner coat of Emperor's Children, which is a very vibrant pink. And we like it. But we are just going to effectively glaze over the top. Nice and milky. Milky glaze. Anyone for a milky glaze? It's DJ! DJ! And again, it looks a bit strange when you put it on, but don't worry, because it's so thin. It will sink back down, back down. Yes, now we're cooking with gas. Now we're getting those horrible transitions. And then once you add in the even more like violent yellows that we're about to do there to make it look really infected, and then put the gloss varnish over it, it's just gonna look disgusting. I hate it.
Gross. Hello, Goovnap. It's me. Nice to see you. I've got the most boring pose of any Warhammer model. Look, I'm standing completely upright. Look at me, standing on my two legs like a little Rory Calhoun.
Who does he bloody think he is? Standing on his two legs and bloody Rory goddamn Calhoun. Thinks he's the bloody king shit of Turd Town. Tell you what game I've also been sinking an ungodly amount of hours into recently has been Dark Tide, because of the fact that they have had the Grim Protocols update, which makes the end game even harder. Something that I was not asking for to begin with, because my god, do I struggle just getting through a regular, like, hard difficulty mission. But no, now it is so balls to the walls hard, and then it has like loads of mini challenges within it. So I'm just like, oh my god, please, this man is overgasped. And he's dead.
Painting my flash pipes. Painting my flash pipes. Boo-doo-doo, flash pipes.
I know, TJ, they're so disgusting, aren't they? So grim and grimy. Yes. The plague. And when we add all of the PVA glue onto their slimy tentacles and other tubes, it's going to be like, ooh, Brian, this is disgusting. I hate it. Do. Painting my flesh tubes. Painting my flesh tubes. Yeah, so disgusting. And then we're going to tie it all together with a few yellow pus-filled dots, which is just gonna look fucking foul. Like a big old bowl of tripe, innit? It's so gross. But I mean, it is a very fun paint scheme to do. Because you just don't need to be delicate with it. It's all about style and having the confidence to just stick with the theme. Perfection is not an option, nor is it what we're going for. Right, they've all had their tubes significantly painted. I know, right? The fact that when I was like watching the announce trailer for it, I was like, sorry, what? You can fail again? I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I don't need that pressure. But yeah, I'm mega looking forward to it. Oh, I think that Kerry might actually be back. I'll know when I hear the old clunk clunk. I'm listening out for it. Oh, I've heard it. I've heard the clunk clunk. The cats have heard it too, because I heard them scurry from upstairs. Right, so now, this is the bit where we got to be slightly more like, we're just got to choose our areas a bit more here, because we want it to look diseased, but not be too overpowering. So what I've infected them with is affectionately known as the blobby virus, because this entire paint scheme, disease, tentacles and whatnot, is based on UK icon Mr. Blobby. And I was hoping that that would pop some of the people who I'm playing against as they realise that they just got blobbied. They just got goddamn blobbied. And I remember speaking to some people about this, and they were like, "Oh man, like it's a bit stupid. Why would you do that for your Warhammer army?" I was like, "Mate, you clearly have not met me. Like, I do not take Warhammer seriously in the slightest. I play it every single week, and I do not take it seriously because it is all about having fun. And if I can look you square in the eye and say, you just got goddamn blobbied, then who's really winning this game? Probably not me, because I've probably just taken massive casualties in order to set that up. But who's having a great time? Probably not me, because I've probably driven quite a long way to lose this badly at a tournament. But who got to say, you just got blobbied? You goddamn best believe it was me. Right, there we go. You might not be able to see it on the webcam there, but he has little yellow dots all along his snootle, his bootle, and his tootle. Yes, exactly, Nasty. Exactly. The green and purple is top tier. Yep, you are totally right. You just got goddamn blobbied. I like the fact that this is probably like the one thing of this entire paint job that I will take a little bit of time over to get right. Everything else, like, slap it down. One old... Oh, wow. Okay, is it like me talking about Ash and Rach and that lot? We've got a nice little group chat where we all hang out and share our exploits. Like Rich, for example, he's obviously working for Frontier now, and so he gets to help out with the development of games like Planet Coaster 2, which he is a huge fan of. And so he introduced them to a board game that we used to play together, and it was like, oh man, it's like the passing of the torch. It's lovely. Thank you, Hero. Now, if people would like to join me in a group, you just got blobbied, then I'm more than happy to arrange that. Just let me know when people want to get blobbied together. Oh yeah. It's crazy as well because obviously when we were talking about all the things that we've been up to, obviously it's like we've all just had huge significant developments over the years. But what I love is, like, you know, we all just stay in each other's lives even if we're not making content together. And then in the case of Ash and I, we do get to make content together because she comes over and does stuff for FGS, which is fantastic. Oh, actually, we also got a new member of the FGS team as well, which is awesome. Amy Mallet. She used to work for PlayStation Access and also for We Are Reach, I believe, is the company that owns them. And yeah, it's just amazing that we have got her on board because she's going to be helping us out with our social media manager stuff, which is just sick. So I'm really excited to start working with her because I think that her first day is on like the 11th of December. It's quite funny because she's coming in as we're all just being like, oh yeah, Christmas holidays coming up, and she's like, but what's there to do? And we're just like, oh yeah, we kind of just been working our ass off for the last month and a half just to make sure that we could take time off around this time. What am I most excited for in Warhammer for the new year? Oh, that's a good question. I know for a fact that I'm bloody hyped on that Orc kill team that's coming out. Well, no idea when, but it's coming out soon-ish, I imagine. In fact, was there the... I think the pre-order thing said that it was coming up next week, or there was a teaser for it. I was like, oh, interesting. Yes, yes, yes. What else am I looking forward to? I know that Beanie is absolutely beside himself with excitement for the Krieg whenever they drop. And for me personally, I've been very lucky in this last couple of months because I've had next to zero time to actually paint. But luckily my armies haven't been the ones featured by GW in terms of the ones that they are like really pushing with new releases at the moment. Like they've been obviously teasing the Eldar and they've been teasing the Krieg, but it's just like, thankfully I am not a collector of either, so I can just sort of square away projects like this, you know, just passion projects where I just want these ones for a list. They might not make it into my regular rotation, but I have them done. But what am I actually looking forward to out of all of it? Let's think. I can't wait to see what the new Chaos Knights get. Because if it's a new knight or a new sprue, fantastic, that's cool. I would just love to work with a different detachment because I'm bloody sick of having one that relies on battle shock, and it's just... Like, they made 10th edition out to be this game that is going to be solely reliant on battle shock tests, and I could probably count on one hand how many times battle shock has actually come in clutch as the way that you've won the game. It 9 times out of 10 is still down to either tabling your opponent if you're a super strong, super tanky army, or just playing the objectives, and even then battle shock just doesn't come into play because people just use insane bravery or have other shenanigans to get around it. So I'm just like, yeah, it's a nice idea, but much like the actions thing they had in the in 9th edition, just doesn't seem to have taken enough. Yeah, it was Screen Run that he went to, and then he came back, which is fantastic, which is really, really cool. Yeah, I would say that my biggest... The one thing is that because I am freelance for What Culture, it means that I am in the sort of like group channels and stuff like that where I can chat to the people. But because our paths don't cross every single day like they used to, I do find that I speak to them slightly less because, you know, I've just got a billion other things that I've got to do with FGS now. So it's always like a bittersweet thing of like, oh, it's amazing to see them succeed and I'm happy with the work that I'm doing. But there's always like, oh, I just wish we were all together again. I miss those days a lot. But that's what makes him special, though, isn't it? The fact that you add him. and then you go and do your own bits and bobs. Okay, right, I have blobbied up a storm. Everything's looking disgusting. Everything's exactly what I want. Perfect. It's horrible. I hate it. Right, okay, so that's all of the tentacles looking pretty nasty, and they'll look even better once we put some gloss varnish on them. But we're going to take a break from that, and we're going to start just doing a real quick one. I'm going to get some Mephiston red, and we're just going to paint it all over the eyeballs, because I want to just get all the base coats down before we then start going back over with like Dirty Down Rust and some other like Streaking Grime style things, and just mucky up things all over again. So I'm just going to paint the lenses and any sort of other bits that potentially stick out. Like, I think that this guy here should probably have like a dirty red eye over here. And then we just got to do a dot for this one because it's kind of his mask is slightly different on that bit there. Is there anything else that needs to be painted red? Pipes and cabling, no, because we're keeping it all disgusting as it is. Okay, any red on this one? I know I've got to do the nurgling as well, but I'll do that at some other point. I want that to be like a lurid green, so I don't need to do that bit yet. No, no, no. Nothing on that one. No lenses there, but I could probably do just a small, very understated, few dabs of red just on the cloth, just to bring it out a little bit more. Because once that dries, that will just add a little bit more texture. He's got no other red bits. His gun is way too shiny though. I'm looking forward to dulling that all the way down. Ah, thanks, Dan. Appreciate it, friendo. Yeah, we're doing a sort of Nurgle's Garden of Paradise look, where they've just come fresh out of the swamp. Like they are so close to actual decay here that they are more moss than man. I guess I could paint this red. Makes more sense than leaving it, because I think I clipped it quite a lot with the gold. Again, we'll darken all of this down so it won't stand out too much. Any more red, any more red. Just on the lenses there, what I've done. They've been fun to paint these as well. It's just like the amount of like texture and play that you can do around all of the muck has been a good laugh. Let's paint in the old monobrow on this guy. Cool. Right, so he's got like a nice red lens there. Do I need anything else? Probably, again, could do a tiny, tiny edge highlight here, but I'm, again, not that fussed because this is all mud. Just little bits here and there. Again, if my opponent is picking this up and taking a look at this for its edge highlighting, then they're missing the point, because that ain't what it's about. Oh yeah, they did do a podcast together actually. Yeah. I need to get around to checking that out actually. I'm a bad friend. I haven't supported them on that. There's red eye here. Red undereye on that bit. Same again. Any tubes? Yes. And here's the thing, even though I know that there see like underneath his carapace there, where I'm pointing with the brush, that technically is tubes in the same, that would be the same color as his hand, but because it's so in underneath, I'm gonna just leave it there because it adds to the fact that he's so grimy. Cool, because we can then put some gloss over them as well to make them shinier. And then finally, it's just this guy. And what's he carrying in the way of pipes and stuff like that? Nada, really. Guess you could paint his side tube there if you wanted to, but I'm not super fussed on that. Nope. Okay, cool. Right, so that's where we're at the moment. I reckon we're going to paint the bones now, because again, it still counts as a base color. Let's go for a carrick stone. Ooh, very nice. Do like me a bit of palette hand. Do you know what? I really wrote Death Guard off when I first got into Warhammer again, because I just was like, oh man, they look a bit silly. And I actually don't... I'm not saying this is a slight to anyone who has painted theirs up as the classic GW colours. I don't kind of like the way they look so clean, because it's always like, oh yeah, they're covered in filth. And it's like, but the lines are too clean on them. So it's like they kind of sit in an awkward middle ground for me in the GW traditional paint scheme. But when you do see an army of theirs done well, my god, is it impressive. Just like, oh, okay, that is a supreme use of colour. I'm going to paint this guy's old dirty horn. I'm going to leave like a pretty noticeable band down the bottom, because I'm going to do a wash over it with a second coat. Just like stop it around there and then go up. So you can see that there's like where the dark brown. Oh, maybe you can't because the webcam's not focusing on it. Ooh. There's like a noticeable bit near there, but that's fine because we'll do a little wash on that and that'll tidy it right up. Yeah, so most interactions. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, we're always gonna be happy when people talk to us about the What Culture days. It was a good time, for the most part, at least. And and Ash is lovely as well, so I don't think she'd ever mind receiving chat about it. It's too light for his little scabbard there. But that's okay, because once again we will dirty this down. Dirty. Put a girl on. Put a girl on. People must have seen that on Instagram and TikTok. That guy just phoning up random places every single day and then working the conversation towards him just saying, put a girl on, or put a girl on. I'm no idea where it actually originated from, how he started that, or what's the point why he bothered starting it, but they just keep popping up, and just the amount of people that are just like, I am actually going to kill you. Please stop phoning me. I wonder if he's ever got it where he said put a girl on and then somebody has put a girl on. Surely that has to have happened. Put a girl on. Where are your protrusions, my friend? Where does your flesh end and your bone begin? Your fleshy, wishy bones. Fleshy, fleshy bones. Fleshy bones. Okay, where's his fleshy bones? I guess they're not really, but these protrusions here aren't breaking the armor. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe it's just it's so covered in grime I can't see. Feels weird to be painting such a light colour after dirtying down everything else so much. But do not fret. It shall return to the murk. This cleansing is only temporary. Nurgle would not allow his followers to be so clean. Do 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 do. Ba da ba ba do. Right then, right then. Oh yeah, he does have a giant horn on his shoulder. I think that we're making good progress here, champs. I mean, we had 1 2-hour stream on Monday. Got about 45 minutes left of this one. And if we can get them to a state where I can just finish them off in my spare time, we have got a winner. No, that's not one. That's not one. That horn there's a hard one to paint because it's got a lot of texture paint already on it. I'm sure that I can blend that in. Just get the base on first. Worry about the tidying up in a minute. I might actually like paint his whole head Carrick stone, because I think that the having like that, and then we'll just dirty it down again. Yes. It's much better for him to have that sort of like weird horse skull effect. He doesn't have many bones himself, actually, protruding out. Quite an understated Death Guard character in that respect. Right, okay, so that was the first one. Hello, Doug. How's it going, friend? Still surviving after your 2 AM start? That boy. Put a girl on. Didn't you say that the kids were ill? Hopefully they've not been too bad, man. Just do a nice quickie wash. Just to flatten up and flesh out some of the colour. Put some milky coat on me. Right, who else needs the old... Ooh, I've just suddenly had like a hunger pang. I'm just like, ooh, what am I going to cook for dinner tonight? What am I going to cook for dinner, guys? Tell me. Make me whole again. Right, okay, so that is both coats done. So let me just scan around and see if there's any more metals that I want to do before we start darkening everything down again. Scanning. Scanning. I think that I'm just going to get the Screaming Bell out. I'm just going to paint a few more bits onto it. Just because I feel like I can... There's like a few like icons and stuff like that I feel like will look even nicer if I bring up to then take back down again in a minute. Ah, Secret Santa. Ease it. Ease it now. I've got a bloody difficult Secret Santa in our group, man. Very challenging. But I will persevere. Okay, right. So let's just get... Might as well make that look nice, because I can just corrupt it. Now, there was one guy in particular. This guy here. He's the guy who I basically want to just paint a little bit more Screaming Bell, because he's got this Death Guard icon on his wrist here. And it's just too green to look good. So I think that we'll do that. And then we'll just absolutely blast it with some Dirty Down Rust in a minute. Right, is there any other bits on him? Nada, nada, no, no, no. Show me where I must go. Any on you, compadre? Nope, you've had your shoulder pad done. This guy had the giant crack. He's fine. He is fine enough. There you go, just a little bit on that. He's disgusting enough already. And this guy here. Oh, he's good to go. He's good to go. So, we now go into the fun part, which is Dirty Down Rusting. And then, actually before we do that, I'm going to do the... no, I'm not going to do the plasma coils yet. I'll do the plasma coils after I've done the Dirty Down. And we need a brush for this. And to once more shake up the pot. Using the sound. It's so deafening! It's so deafening! I put the microphone right next to it, so apologies there. Gotta love me a vortex mixer. Right, that should be more than enough. I once shook this, by the way, and the lid wasn't fully on, and I felt the sloshing of the liquid go up and nearly pushed the top of the lid off, and I was like, oh! And it was, my laptop was in front of me, like all of this stuff was on, and I was wearing a white t-shirt at the time, and I was like, oh my god, I came so close to death, I didn't even realise. I move my old body. I reach for a thing. Ooh, I'm back. Okay, so we need a Mankio brush, and today's Mankio brush is sponsored by Citadel Color Medium Layer Brush. And we are not going to be careful with this. We are not going to be gentle with this. We are going to slap this liberally onto everything that is metallic. Because I'm going to create beauty for you now. Such horrible beauty. The slime. The grime. It will look so disgusting over time. Just get it right on in there. Don't even worry about the plasma coils. We'll sort them out a bit. Work that there. Just get it moving around. Push it into the recesses. Yeah. Slime it all across. Put it into the recesses. Because we're doing it so disgusting and dank and dark, this can act as like a really chunky recess shade as well, and it just creates the nastiest effects when it comes into contact with metallics. Like, you can already see it there. It's turning this into an absolute rust bucket of a weapon over here. And then the best part is that if you don't like how it's looking, you can then get some water, sploosh it about a bit, move it around a bit more, and bishty bashty boshty, you have got yourself an even more disgusting looking concoction. You don't even need to be careful with it. You're just getting it all. You're just slapping it. Now, there are people out there that will say that there is a right and a wrong way to use this, and that's fine. You can use it for however you want. But for me, when my guys are 90% rust to begin with, it's just like, hey, come on, guy. Don't even worry about it. You worry too much. Here, take a load off. Because it all dries to this horrible murky brown. This contemptible brown rust. It is so nasty. Let's just turn that guy now back into the absolute rust horror that he was before. Lovely stuff. In rust, we trust. In rust, we trust. Just beautiful. It's my favourite part of doing these models. It's just adding in that layer of horrific grime once more. It's just where my edge highlighting is actually rust. Features yeah, that's it. Turn into one Congealed mass. The massier the better. I'm Lionel Massey over here. But you definitely want to make sure you're using an old brush for this, because I made the mistake of using like a brand new brush that I'd gotten, and I was like, ah, this just eats it alive. Okay, looking good, looking good. Alright, well that's one rust bucket that's looking pretty goddamn heinous. Thanks, dog! They're just very easy to do. A bit different. And probably the furthest you could get from an heavy metal style paint job. But like I was saying to the gang and yourself before, it's just all about a theme. Carry the theme. And like Dirty Down Rust is really fun to use too. I genuinely don't know how Gareth managed to get the rust to work like he has done on this one here. I think he may have used an airbrush to spray it at a different consistency with another sort of like quick activator. Because the effect he's got here of this sort of yellowy, orangey, come on. Of the orangey rust that's on the back of him there, where it is like flaky rust. Like that's been really hard to replicate. Looking good. We're on to Mo Sislak now. There's 2 knives. He's here to tell you. It's pretty great. Try adding water to it and making it a wash. Ah, that's what it is. Yeah. So what I usually do is I usually go over with a thick layer first, and then go back to it with the water and thin it down to certain areas, because you can reactivate it quite a long time actually after you've done it. But is that how he's done it to create that sort of crispy effect, as it were? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing Death Guard again. It's been a long ass time. And I think I get them now. Like I've always been put off by the fact that they never seem to have as many attacks as most of the other Space Marine chapters. They're very slow to get onto the point. And, you know, there's a lot of armies out there that can negate toughness quite quickly and efficiently. But now I'm just like, right, okay. It's not necessarily about the damage you do to the opponent. It's about it really is just about outstaying them. Like, dumping yourself onto an objective and having enough sort of support or tactics to keep those boys alive will win you battles far more than just going in and slaughtering. And even if they engage you in combat, if you've positioned well, you'll be on the objective just basically rebuffing them again and again and again. And yeah, I think I'm ready for a different change of pace, because playing Orcs, playing Space Wolves, I've just been geared for combat, just going straight in and thinking of little else. And with this one, it's slightly more complex, not stupidly more so, not like a bloody Gene Stealer cult list. But as long as I remember that the advancing wall of doom is my real strategy here, then I should be okay. I've just got to remember to not let them split off. It's better to have almost an over saturation of units on a point that is highly contested than it is like screaming ahead and trying to take out key targets. If I ran them with the what are they called, the Plague Burst crawlers, you do get a lot of distance with those mortars, but I'm not choosing to run them this way because I just want to give the infantry boys a bit of a chance. I know for a fact that Typhus with some Death Shroud is an absolute, like, they are probably the most potent thing in my army, because Typhus can kick out the Eater Plague, which is auto mortal wounds, which is just horrendous in any combination really. And then he's got a crazy damage profile, and with the bodyguard of the Death Shroud, they -1 from any wound coming in if the strength of it is higher than their toughness. So they're always going to be wounding you on 4s and at the very best 3s. And then with other little stratagems you can do to minus damage coming in, you really can like stand your ground quite a lot. And that's what I need to do. Drop them onto an objective and almost not charge. Just let them come to me. It's just going to be a really hard thing to wrap my head around. It is so disgusting. It's got a real funky smell to it as well that's dirty down. So you can see why they say like never waiting on your PDF. Oh, is this the index that that GW has promised for the Death Watch? I really hope that they deliver and that it's actually good. That'd be nice. Do you think that we'll see a Emperor's Children detachment in the Grotmus countdown? Because they've obviously now got their own mini index, even though it's absolutely woefully pathetic. But I was just wondering whether or not they would get a look in. Am I wishfully thinking here? I just really hope that they release the Orcs one soon, because I just want to see what they can do. Every other detachment that's come out so far has been a really, like, surprisingly nice compliment to the way that the army plays. Like, it came out and it immediately made me think, oh, bloody hell, actually, I might run that detachment for the tournament, for the Death Guard. But then if they bring out an Orc one and it's even better, oh no, might have to run Orcs again. What a horrible situation. A man who loves Orcs being forced to play them once more. God damn it. Oh, yeah, to be fair, you're probably right. Okay, so the Dirty Down is now on. It's doing its thing. It's looking pretty disgusting, which is always nice. So all that's really left to do on these guys at the moment, because we ain't looking to bring it back up, we're just going to keep on darkening it down. Could probably go over a few more areas. Just apply the second coat to really get that looking crusty and musty. I was like going to do the same with a moss wash over. I'm not sure if I 100% need to though. Yes. No, that's looking good. They're looking good. They are looking good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over the tentacles and put the gloss varnish over them so that they are Dunsky. And then we'll figure out what we're doing with the plasma coils. Now, Doug, you're in the chat and I need your help with this one actually, because I was thinking that should I do them a blue to contrast the green, or should I do them like a sickly yellowy colour using like a contrast and then sorting out the plasma coils? Which do you think would suit them better? What do I need? What do I need? I need the... And also, Doug, let me know, is it Ardcoat or Storm Shield that's the gloss one? If you're still in the chat, that is. I forget that it's also like a 20-second delay between us. Oh no, traffic's bad, says Kerry. Right, okay, I'm going to... Sorry, I was texting back. I probably should have told you guys I was doing that, rather than just disappeared. Right, I'm going to get my varnishes out. I think it's Ardcoat. I think it actually is Ardcoat. Oi, my bones. My poor old bones. So hilarious story. I've been having issues with my belly working charge my phone. That's right now. Oh no, sorry Callum. I take full responsibility for that. Killed your charger. Killed your phone. Oh, sorry brother. Right, let's get this just squished in pipe. Tell you what I need to find as well. I need to dig out the cocktail sticks, which I may do in a minute, and I'll do some oh, do I have any Yoo-hoo left? Because we'll do some like nice sticky horrible pipe work, as it were, because like having the shininess on that is just extra levels of gross, just nasty. Where there's a blame, there's a claim, my friend. Let's get these tentacles looking all sorts of gross. And then we get to my favourite part soon, which is adding in the flowers. The flowers is hands down my favourite bit of this model process. And then all we got to do is just put a dry brush on the base. Nice slime effect.
Heroes Gabe says, nice slime. Yo, dude, killer slime.
Put a girl on. Yeah, it's just nice, innit? Just you end up having these just slimy tentacles that pop out, and they don't have to be as covered in muck and as dulled down, because they would be moving and wriggling and wheezing and leaking, so they stand out as like a semi-clean thing on the model, and it draws the eye to them as well, which is nice. Put a girl on. Hero, that's how I'll do your voice from now on. Whenever you write something, I'll just be like super over enthusiastic anime character.
Nice slime effect. Wow.
Thank you very much, mate. I know, man. I just have been like, I've been hitting the content pipe, the vape, so much recently. I tell you what, I've had a bloody busy week as well so far because obviously I'm off next week for family trip, and then I've got Christmas coming up, so I've got to get all of the stuff to the editors way in advance. I've written 3 deep cut scripts, and I've got to record the Christmas special for Choose Your Adventure tomorrow, and 4 voiceovers as well. And we've got to get a load of other lists for FGS done that are like our top 10 of the year and things to look forward to next year and blah, blah, blah. So I'm just looking at it just going like, oh my god, I genuinely don't have enough hours in the day. Usually I've got like just enough time to be like, cool, right, fantastic, let's take a break here, let's move this around, let's actually go and research some more games, because obviously that takes time for the deep cut. And then it's just like, oh, I don't even have time for lunch. Way sick. Love this.
Heck yes, I love it.
That's exactly how you sound.
Heck yes.
Yeah, the rotten slime effect is starting to go. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. She's not going to focus, eh? You cad. You focused on him and then you didn't. Do it. Do it. Haha, tricked you. What? It immediately got wise to my schemes. There we go. And then you can see the slam. It's so slimy and shiny. Disgusting. Gross. Thank you, Nasty. I really love doing the deep cuts. It's just been such a pleasure to do. To be able to just like go to an employer, and I was nervous about pitching it to them at first because it's just like, oh right, well I know that we're a company all about providing new gaming experiences, but what about all these old ones? And they were, to my surprise, just super like, yeah, cool, give it a go. And we got such a good response from it that they were like, cool, we'll stick with it then. I was like, yes. You get to talk about old, weird, obscure games potentially for the rest of my life, and I am happy with that fact. And I guess it doesn't always have to be old games either. We do like a lot of newer games, but there's just so many out there at the moment to choose from that like a deep cut is getting easier and easier to find because there are so many games just getting absolutely buried on Steam. Like, you could just bypass about 100 games by just taking like a week off. Get that nice bone transition. Get that nice bone transition. Painting him up with more gas bone transition. Painting it up with more gas bone transition. Looks a bit dull there. But that's okay, transition. Probably could have done that bit a bit tidier, transition. That's okay, cause we'll get round to it, transition. Somebody check my car and its transmission. And that was my song. There was actually number 4 in Peru, so check that out. It's called Transmission Transition. Ah man, it's the best, isn't it? The PS1 has such a huge library of stuff that I'm still discovering games that I was like, wait a minute, I thought that was a bloody fever dream. Like, I went back and started going through all my old demo disc collection. And obviously on there's games that like never actually got official releases. So I was like playing a few of them. I was like, bloody hell, man, these are fucking grand. Ouch, finger cramp. Don't you do it to me again. Don't you crap my style, boy. Ow. Must play in. My fingers. Sorry, just got a hand cramp when I'm painting. Not fun. Oh, bloody hell, is that the time already? Okay, right, better get a move on, Jules. Come on, mate, focus, focus, focus. Deliver the content for the people. Smile to the people. Wave to the people. Look, it's that boy who makes fun of your mom. Let's all laugh at him. Making that bone transition. Damn it. Okay, right, so. Get in there, 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 get in there. They're starting to take shape now, you know? There's like not that huge amount of steps left to do to get these guys looking nasty. The only downside is that I've done potentially 6 of them. They're all the special weapons that I need to fill out one of the units. But then I've got to do these 4 on top of it as well. So I've got to go back. Oh, cheers, man. Thank you, Callum. Thank you for being a member for 25 months. Thank you. Thank you, Callum, for being a member for 25 months. This has been your personal in-ear thank you from Jules Gill and the Level Let's Dice team. Still not back up to dancing standards, unfortunately. Just because of the fact that the hernia scar. I must do no aggressive movements. That was a direct quote. Because I could tear apart my stitches. And that would just be plain old bloody embarrassing for me, wouldn't it? What's as embarrassing as potentially getting another hernia, which I'll fill you guys in on that another time. Transition. Hey, can you hear the... Why am I singing the transition song again? Jesus Christ. We're over that, Jules. We're over it. We're over it. Oh, my God. It's Chad. How's it going, Chad? How's them long legs in that tiny car, Jules? I told you, it's just in your head, mate. Even if you were listening to it on speakers in a field, it would still sound like it was coming right into your ear. Just like, hello, it's me. Okay, so we're looking good / ugly / horrifying. Exactly where we wanted this to be. Now, we didn't get a message back off Doug as to what we thought we were going to do for the look of our plasma events. So you know what? I'm going to boldly go. Ha ha ha. Boldly go. It links back to what Nasty Dude just said. Ha ha ha. With a lurid yellow. Yes. We're going to go for an Imperial Fist yellow contrast down them, and it's going to look very vibrant and a bit weird at first, but then we're going to apply some more washes and stuff over the top of it later, and then that will bring it all the way back down to the horrifying muck and grime that we know and love. So, prepare thine eyes, mere mortals, for we are going yellow. Yes. Disgustingly bright yellow. Yes. And then we shall layer this with multiple layers of a darker wash once it drieth. It will be disgusting. I'm good, thank you, mate. I'm good. I was just telling people I've had a pretty bloody ass busy work week so far. Luckily, I got 2 more days to get a load of shit done, and then I'm off for a few days as well, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I won't be streaming next week because I will be off. But I'm going to come back for the final stream and potentially get the boys together as well, so that we can all play a game together. Maybe we'll go through Dark Tide again, or that was a burp and a connecting sentence. We will find something else to do. Obviously, some deep cuts involve Z. Do you know what, Callum? To my chagrin, while the name Z reminds me of something, I cannot picture in my mind's eye what that game was like. So 2 seconds. I'm actually going to look it up. I'm going to see if I know. Z game. And what was it on? What was it on? That's the question. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Thank you, Broadsword, for being a member for 35 months. Happy almost 3 years. It is indeed, because Broadsword has just re-upped their membership for 35 months. This has been your in-ear personal thank you, courtesy of Jules Gill and the Live Last Dice team.
Thank you, Broadsword. That is a lovely thing to do. Big love, big love. I'm looking at it now, and I never played this, but my god, do I recognise that image of the robotic cowboy. I've seen that before, and was it on the PlayStation? No, released for DOS. Okay, I must have just seen this like in many retail stores back in the day. Damn, this game actually looks kind of cool. Yeah, if I can find a way to slot that in, then I will, Callum. That actually looks good. You can get it on your phone. Oh, see, that's what I love gaming today, man. That is what I absolutely love. Okay, so that's drying over here. So we'll let them dry, and then we'll re-grimify them. What do I need to do to the other boys? I do need to do the goopy stuff with them with the silly old cocktail sticks and the Yoo-hoo glue at some point. I also need to figure out a way of darkening down the bone that I've just painted. So I'm going to grab Skeleton Horde contrast paint, and I'm going to slippy slap and slop that all over it. If I can find it, that is. Easier said than done. Oh, if I was a skeleton bone, where would I be? Where would I be? Pull a girl on. Skeleton Horde. Put a girl on. Oh. I remember Ash used to hate it when I'd speak like that in the office. When I'd just be like,
"Oh, do you want to hear my low voice? It's really weird. You can kind of still understand what I'm saying, but it sounds also like I put a vocoder on."
Kerry has made it back home, safe and sound. She is alive. Rejoice, everyone. Rejoice. And there was much rejoicing. Okay then. So we're going to slip and slap this on. And then we go back to the layering once more. It's the only bit of the paint scheme here that actually requires some bloody goddamn effort. How horrible it is for us. Add that texture in. I mean, I could do the cheats method, and I'll show you that in 2 seconds. And that is that you paint the entire thing with Skeleton Horde once you've done your base layers. And then you just basically go from about halfway up with your thumb, and then just go whoop, and just do a really light rub. and you just create the transition there. It is super, super cheeky. You know what? It actually, like, it works. Like, you can see here now that I've actually got a contrast going up the side of the bone. It's the cheats way of doing it, mate. Like I say, if I can skip a step, I'm gonna do it. I'm here to save you time. I'm here to save you time and effort. Like, come on, that's what I do. I should just rebrand myself as the lazy painter.
I'm gonna get you where you need to be, quick and easy. Because I'm the lazy goddamn painter.
It's going to be hard to do on the other ones, though, because they don't all have protrusions of the same nature. See, that's what you got to do. Lazy painting. Lazy painting. Oh, Christopher Steves. Kerry's back. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. And thank you so much for the donation as well. It really means a lot. Put that towards buying her a tin of beans. Because obviously I've got to split it 4 ways between the boys as well. buy a tin of beans. Maybe I'll buy the boys a Freddo as well. Maybe. Who else had the protrusions? This boy over here. That's it. It is really appreciated. Thank you very much. Christopher Steves. Tin of beans. Yeah, that's how it is. Just happy fucking accidents. But the thing is, they are for a scheme that has only taken us effectively 4 hours to do. They are starting to really take shape now. They're dirty, they're grimy, they're horrible. They've still got character because of the tentacles and the slime that we're painting onto them and all the rust that's around there. Like, they are not the worst models that I have seen in my life, and will look good once we have, much like with old Typhus over here, given them their garlands, you know, put the flowers on them, turn them into like the living tribunals of love, death, and everything in between. Like, I just love the fact that he's just like got a walk-in flower bed on his back, and all the moss is just like collected over here. It's just fun, man. Just a fun, silly little guy. And I feel like I can't remember if I've actually shown him off yet or not. I probably have done. But this is the full encapsulation of the scheme with Mortarion. He's so gross the camera doesn't even know where to focus on. Like, with his lurid, horrible wings that he's got up here that are purple on the back because they've all just got like moss and lichen collecting down there. He's got flowers like sticking off the side of him. He's got tufts of grass just growing on his back there. All the slime and goop like dripping down. He's just so gross. Love him though. Just love him. It's all for the scheme called Nurgle's Garden of Love. They've just been fun, man. Just been fun to do. Thanks. Yeah, he may make an appearance in the list as well. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But unfortunately, my friends, that is the end of the stream today, because I've got to go and see how Kerry's doing, catch up with her, and get some cooking done as well. But I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who joined me today. I know that it's like double streaming on the thing there, so people might get a bit burnt out me doing painting, but I do appreciate you guys letting me share my passion and my hobby with you guys as well. Really, really does mean a lot to me. I won't be back streaming next week. The next battle report as well is going to feature Beanie versus Rapid instead of myself, because they filmed it a while back, so look forward to that as well. I'm going to be back on What Culture. Am I back on What Culture tomorrow? No, nothing's coming out tomorrow on What Culture. Friday, I'm back with deep cuts on FGS, so stay tuned for that. Follow me over on Blue Sky if you haven't already. It's RetroJ, but the O is a 0. And I just got to say, love you all. Thank you all so much for re-upping memberships, for donating as well. It does really, really help, more than you know. And I'll see all of you lovely people very soon. Take care of yourself. Big love. And goodbye, my lovers. Goodbye, my friends. Bye.